Welcome to Smoky Bay. Beautiful little bay nestled on the far west coast of South Australia. Pristine area for fishing, pristine area for boating, coastal walks, and a pristine area for oyster farming. The South Australian oyster industry was started pretty well in the early 1990s or the late 80s. So we've been around as an industry in South Australia for some 32, 33 years. And since that time, the Smoky Bay industry has expanded to include about 20 or so oyster farmers. Sometimes that changes up and down, and we tend to produce about probably $10 million worth of oysters or $15 million worth of oysters every year on average across the whole bay. There's about 60 odd people working in Smoky Bay. It's the largest employer in this region. Zippel's started off back in the early 1990s. We were there when the industry started off, and Smoky Bay was the place that we used to come for recreation and sport. And we were very familiar with the bay. So we believe that oysters should grow very well in Smoky Bay. So we applied for oyster farms, and now we're obviously the largest oyster farm in Smoky Bay and one of the largest oyster farms in South Australia. We're a family-based operation, currently with 3 brothers, and we take a very hands-on approach to running our farm, but we're also actively involved in the industry, and we take special interest in our staff and make sure that they are well looked after at work and also out of work. We needed a specialist area to have our sheds, and so this is a fantastic place. We have special access to the boat ramp. We have our own road to the boat ramp. The truck comes and picks our oysters up, and we have special refrigeration on those trucks, and all the other oyster growers are in this agricultural home. So the process that we use is we actually now have access to more oyster farms near Sejuna. We have a beautiful place called St. Peter's Island. We purchased those farms about 15 years ago, and we have a very set process. We buy our spat, the juvenile oysters, from hatcheries in South Australia, and then we start them. We put in special trays at St. Peter's Island in our shed up there, and as they grow we grade them there, and when they're about half to 3/4 grown we bring them to Smoky Bay. It's about 20 minutes drive, and we put them into baskets here, we put them onto our farms, and we finish them here and send them off to market. So what we like to say is born in St. Peter's, christened in Smoky Bay.